What is going on, y'all? It's your boy. And I'm back here with another fanfiction rant. If you guys ever seen the show, well, by the way, I'm in a new place. This is going to be where I'm staying in long term, but probably in 4 years I'm moving out. Hooray! But no, won't like it because one prayer for the Jinx man. No, if I sound a little nasally, it's probably because my nose is stuffy. You know, allergy season. But what I was about to say. Yeah, my rant. If you guys ever seen the show Dan Versus, you know that Dan has a friend named Chris. Dan in fanfiction has a friend named Chris, has a friend named Chris. The show, same guy. Right? Right. Why do I see more gay fanfiction of him and Chris? This is the type of stuff that'll put Dan himself to shame. Dan himself, the guy who's probably been dating women in his past, like hell, maybe even in high school. But that's not even Dan's character. I've seen Dan in the show, and I don't take him as a guy that would ever go gay. Not even for his best friend. No. And to top it all off, Chris is already married. Already married. He has a wife by the name of Elise who is sexy enough not to go gay for her. Shoot. I wouldn't even go gay for Elise. And you gotta be kidding me. It's just like the Chowder stuff. Except Panini is nowhere near as freaking hot and as freaking sexy as Elise. Panini can be like in her older Panini. I mean, you could draw her in a way where she is, but never. Like you cannot. I mean, people draw on Elise in their own style, and she looks pretty still hot. But yeah, you could. Don't like. I see a lot of Dan Versus fanfiction. I might have to come back to it. Like you know, Dan Versus elves, Dan Versus trolls and stuff like that. The stuff that you probably see that isn't really an episode. That should be a Dan Versus episode, but isn't. But they like really like I was reading a fan fiction of Dan Versus yesterday, and like it was called Dan Versus Fangirls. And if you guys haven't read it, go read it. I'll give you some time. They come back to this video. If you guys have read it, I know there's a certain few of you who probably have. In the end, I don't get is they had the writer has Dan kissing Chris just because he wants the fangirls to leave them alone. Now, if this was a real episode, Dan would not ever kiss Chris. Not on his last dollar. Not Dan. I would bet my last dollar that Dan would not ever kiss Chris in his life. Let alone another man. And there's a lot of women you could have paired Dan up with. There's a lot of great stories that you could have paired Dan up with. Instead, you want to pair him up with a guy who's already married. Let alone isn't gay. If you're married, that legally means that you're not. If you're married to a female, that legally means that you're not gay. That you not have any sexual preference or sexual feelings for a man. So, yeah. Unless you're married to a man. You know, gay marriage is legal now. So, you know, anything could go with that thing. But, like, still. It teases me off whenever I go on fanfiction.net and I see and I look up one character and I see a million different type of gay freaking men on men shit for him. This video will not be going to the Twitter or the Facebook. I'll probably just post it on YouTube if you guys want to view it. But let me get back to this rant, just to clear that up. So yeah, I'm gonna name a couple women off that you could have paired Dan with and made a great story with. There's not a lot of women in the show that Dan's married, or not Dan married, that's Dan's with, but I can name like 2 of them. There's Horstens, or what's her name? I probably forgot it or messed it up. If I butchered it, I'm sorry. And there's another chick I saw in there too. And then there's Abby, but you know, Abby, you probably wouldn't be able to make a really, really good fan fiction with her because we know a little about her, except that she only appeared in 1 episode. Horstens appeared in 2. 1, they was doing some like it was Dan versus Burger File, and I seen that episode. It was pretty good, but I like Horst's character. They should have had her appear as a love interest for Dan. I don't know what they were thinking when they tried to get her to marry the freaking manager of the freaking Burger File. That man looks like he's at least 35 years old. Horstens herself looks like she's in her early 20s. That's creepy. And the man's married seven other chicks. And look, if you've seen an episode where she did marry him, I cringe at watching that. I know I don't know, in reality, a lot of women probably only marry men like that at that age for their money. And I didn't see her as a gold digger. In the last episode, she was fighting the machine with Dan. She was fighting the power with Dan in the last episode. And I would love to see her do that long term if they married her and Dan in 1 episode off. But they didn't do that. And it cringed because I like her as a character. If I was writing Dan versus and I introduced her as that, I would have introduced her as a potential love interest or a love interest in general for Dan. Because number 1, Chris already has a wife. So you could scrap that gay stuff all you want. And you could probably find a way around it. I don't know. Freaking have him divorce Elise. I don't know. I don't care. But I would have divorced her and that old ass man. Number 1, I would have gave Dan a easier paying job. You know, like a dead end job. Like, let's say, not necessarily a burger job, but a job where like he's a security guard or something like that pays good. And number 2, I'll probably upgrade him to a better apartment. Number 3, bring Hortons back and then have her dump this old man that really shouldn't have been a thing in the first reason. In the first of all shouldn't really been a thing. It shouldn't have been. She should have married the guy because it's stupid. I love Dan versus the show. It's really funny and I like it. It makes me laugh when I'm angry. So yeah, I like it for that. I just hate the fact that they just took her character and took her and married her off like a freaking prostitute on a freaking Monday morning, on a freaking weekend night. It's because that's just basically is. She's basically his gold digging prostitute. That's why she married him. They made her into a gold digging prostitute. They made her from a person who's raging against the machine with Dan to a prostitute who's marrying this old man. And then like I said, you could write many, like back to the writers, you could write many fan fiction with her and him in it. You could have her go around this marriage thing and end up marrying Dan. Because Dan himself really needs some love anyway. The guy is an angry man. He has gone through some bad stuff in his life. He's downright got his car destroyed by George Washington's ghost, matter of fact. He's been plagued by werewolves before. baseballs destroy this stuff. I mean, there's one episode of baseball. He's worn a mask to get rid of the theater in one episode. So yeah. And he's freaking got kidnapped by robots before. His friends and him got kidnapped by robots. Dan's been probed by aliens as well. In one episode that was true, that he's been probed by aliens. That should have been an actual episode. Dan versus aliens. That would have been great. But I would love to see that play out. And if they ever revive Dan versus, like, as a spinoff or a second show, you better believe if I'm writing for that, if I ever end up writing for that show, I'm gonna freaking put Horses back in the freaking show, and I'm going to freaking have her and Dan be an item. Because there's no reason for her to be freaking marrying this old man. This old man that we know. This old man is a freaking character that we know nothing of. We know little of this dude. He's just a freaking manager of Burger File. That's all he is. And she wants to be his burger queen. Nick, girl, you could have been Dan's burger queen. If I was Dan, I would have been like, I know what the meaning of this is, but I just want to know why. Did you doing this just for his money? Because I know you ain't doing nothing for him. I know you ain't doing this sexually for this dude. And if you are, then Horstens, I got no respect for you. Because you can't, why? Just why? It gives me a headache because, like, people who booked this show probably had Horstens going with this guy long term, or maybe the Hub Network intervened, or whoever created the show had him and her going long term. I just don't understand it. I mean, I've tried to look up fan fiction. I don't see nobody. I saw this one fan fiction where Dan went into the Burger File Corporation thing, and he found out the Horstens was if you guys read it, it's a little short story. It's a little quick one. If you've read it, go. If you have read it, cool. But if you haven't read it, go read it. It should be somewhere on fanfiction.net. It's pretty cool. It's pretty short and sweet if you're a Horstens x Dan fan, because you know, there's not really a lot of stories for them. Every time I find a Dan versus story, it's usually him and Chris it's usually the writer trying to hook him and Chris up, which, like I said, is crazy. It's absurd. I do not want to see Dan and Chris as a couple. I do not want to read it. Because the one, Dan is not ever shown freaking, I mean, he's shown like love for Chris on a friend level. Like, because they're best friends. They've been best friends for years. And that's normal. Because, you know, if you have a best friend and you've known him since you was a kid, then that's normal for best friends. But I've never seen Dan ever react to Chris on a gay level. Like, no kissing, no talking gay, no nothing. And then the same with Chowder. I've never seen Chowder maybe a friend level be like he's done stuff with Gorgonzola on a friend level, but never in the romance level. I don't see that happening. Neither do I see Dan, because Dan's too much of a freaking jerk to do that. It says it on his freaking shirt. He's too angry to be freaking in a relationship with a dude. And I think that would tee him off even more, considering the fact, not that it's Chris, considering the fact that Chris is freaking married. So why would he want to freaking interfere with a married dude? Number two, and why would he want to be freaking gay? When he's got all the time in the world to pick any woman he wants that's decent enough to date him or go out with him. And Horstens is just another one in the freaking fire that should have been a potential love interest for Dan. You could have made up a lot of females, because Dan's met a lot of females over the course of the show, maybe even over his life, that could have dated him. Hell, you could have had 3 females. You could have brought Horstens back, and you could have added 2 other females from the past show that has probably ever been in a relationship with Dan, or at least in a relationship through the whole show. And that could have been Dan. You could have had Dan pick the one he wants to be with. And heck, I'm just flowing with ideas that anybody could have used for this. Flowing with them, man. Flowing with them. I'm flowing with great ideas. It just makes me so angry that, like, every time I see a character I like and I see a girl that is obviously not on the show long term but could be brought back to the show anytime, not being utilized in freaking fan fiction stories because, number one, let's see a horse this has got that guys don't have. Like, let's see a horse this has got that guys like Chris don't have. Number one, she's smart. Number two, she's like she's the one woman out of 1,000 that can freaking make Dan go red. If you've seen it. I mean, not a lot of women could do that because not a lot of women like Dan romantically. Or just like him, period. Number three, she's got curves. Well, she's drawn in a way where she has curves. So, that's a plus. Number four, I want to see them go out. God damn it, I want to see them go out. I want to see this couple be canon or be written in a fan fiction. That's what I want to see. That's what a lot of people want to see. I don't want to see Dan kissing Chris. That's the last thing I want to see. And another thing, I don't want to see Dan with Elise. Elise or Chris. Keep those two out of it. Keep Dan out of the gay couple, and then keep Elise from cheating on Chris with Dan, because that's messed up. I know there's a lot of freaking Dan X Chris and Dan X Elise shippers. I just don't want to read them, man. I don't. If you're gonna pair Dan up, pair him with some of the girls he's tried to go out with, please. And back to the story at hand, what I was about to tell you guys. So yeah, Dan goes into the BurgerFile Corporation and he sees Horsens there. They talk. Dan you know, can't really get any words out because, number one, I told you, Horsens is a woman that can make Dan go red. And what I mean, not angry red, I mean blushing, flushed out. You know, that type of color, yeah. So, if you guys know, you probably know what I'm talking about, but yeah. And this is why I like her as a character. I don't know if I watched the episode as much, but she challenges Dan at least. Let's just say that. I mean, not a lot of women don't throw themselves. She'll throw herself at Dan or anything. That's pretty cool, but that's a lot of women in real life. Some women throw themselves at you. Some women challenge you. You know, especially like the real pretty ones, like challenge you. But yeah, I've seen fan fiction of them together. I've never seen fan. Actually, no, I've never read one long fan fiction, not even 3 chapters of them together. I mean, there's Dan versus Horsens that's out right now. You guys could go check that out. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check it out. If you guys have checked it out, there is Dan. It's basically the writer pairing Dan up with her own original character, who's basically a carbon cutout of him. Like, they share the same love. I mean, not a carbon cutout of him, but like they share the same likes. It's basically his characters, or his or her characters, basically the cousin of Hortense. I don't like why. I don't know. I don't know why, but you know, just woke up. That's probably why I'm yawning. But it's like, are you kidding me? I mean, okay, but like, I want to see him with Horston's. I don't want to see him with this original character. Like with this OC, I mean, I could take what I could get, but him and Horston's, I mean, at least it's one. Like a guy wrote a one shot about them, and it wasn't even a long one shot. It was like a short little dibble. It wasn't even a one shot. Matter of fact, it was a dibble. That's what it was, a dibble. It was like just basically Dan walking into Burger File. He can't get the Burger File Corporation. He can't get any words out. Whatever he's about to tell Horston's, but or whatever to call her, but she ends up kissing him. It wasn't like a little peck. I think it was a little French like kiss. And I wanted to see more of that. I wanted to see like a chapter 2 to that, because that was freaking. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see something that's good. I want to see that. I want to, because I've seen like fan art of her and Dan, like together, kissing, cuddling, all that good stuff. I wanted to see that. I wanted that to be a thing. And if they ever revitalize Dan versus, like if Discovery pick it up, or if Cartoon Network pick it up, or anybody else pick it up and try to remake it or revitalize it, just know that. Oh, shaking the camera. It's earthquake. It's not an earthquake. It's not an earthquake. I'm just playing. But if they ever try to revitalize it, please bring Hortons back, and please have her be in a couple with Dan. That's the only thing I want. I mean, you can make it a whole episode where they end up being a couple, and then in the later episodes, it's established that they are a real couple. Not a real couple, but a real animated couple. Because I would love that. Me and a lot of fans would love that. Alright, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all later. I think I rambled on enough, and I'm getting kind of hungry. I might get up and get me a bowl of cereal pretty soon, but yeah. Please kill this Dan X Chris freaking pairing. Kill it. Kill it, let it die, and watch it burn. Because I do not want to freaking read that couple pairing at all. And then I've seen, like, I haven't read it, but I've seen people pair Dan up with freaking Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony. I don't necessarily watch My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I heard it's a pretty popular show among females and males, whether you're an adult or a female. I mean, adult or a woman. I mean, adult or a woman or a female. Adult or a man. Adult, whether you're an adult or a man or a female. Or a little kid who likes them. But if you heard that, yeah, I had to get that out. But anyway, my bad. But anyway, back to the stuff. If you guys still tuning in, why? You know that's pony love, right? You know, Pinkie Pie is an animal, right? She's a pony. She's a freaking horse. Dan's a human man. How would that work? How would that work? Let's see. Pinkie Pie is a pony. I don't necessarily know much about her. I don't watch the show like that, but I notice she's a character in the show that people like. But Dan is a human like we are. He's basically just like us. Minus the fact that he's angry and Filipino. But still, I'm a black man and I don't want to screw ponies. That's just how I am. Like, why? At least, I mean, if you're gonna do a crossover thing, pair him up with a female that at least that you probably see him with. Or if you don't want to pair him up with that, pair him up with somebody in his own show that's not a man or a pony. Or a wife to somebody else that is his friend. Pair him up with a girl that's, I mean, like I said, Horston's doesn't really count as like Dan not being taken there, because You could pair him up with her. Number one, she's already married to a guy that Dan really doesn't like anyway, or see as a friend, so you could scrap that. I don't care. I don't care what happens to the manager of BurgerFi. He's just a character that I don't really like. Because through all of the episodes they've been together, and this is the most stupidest part. They've been through 2 episodes. This is the most stupidest part. The first episode, there was hinted at Horston's actually showing feelings for Dan. Not very strong ones, but ones that are there. Bingo. Number 2, she's kissed Dan before in the show. It may not have been a freaking full-on French kiss. It was a peck on the cheek, I believe. But for what I remember. But still, not a normal girl wouldn't peck a guy on the cheek if she didn't have feelings for him. That's another indicator. Number 3. This isn't really the biggest one, but they've been together. They have something in common. I mean, now I'll give you this. Horses may be a hippie. I don't think she's a hippie, but she isn't like Dan doesn't really like hippies. We know that, but she may be the one hippie, if she is a hippie, that he likes. So there's that. So that could put Dan back in they could put the good graces of the hippies back into Dan. So there's that. Now somebody's probably gonna point me out for my knowledge of Dan versus. Go ahead. Just don't be too blunt with it. But like I said, give me a shout out. Point me out. Like if I'm wrong, tell me. But yeah. And Horston's in the second episode, in the other episode, ends up marrying the man. This isn't more Dan's fault, but she ends up marrying. This is all on Horston's. Dan's only trying to help, really. He's trying to freaking prevent this from happening. Because for 2 reasons. Number 1, he loves Horston's on a romantic level. He literally loves her. Dan wouldn't do that for anybody else, mainly other than himself or Chris, because Chris is his friend. But he wouldn't do And another reason. Maybe that first reason probably isn't that valid, but yeah. Second reason. This is more Hortons. This is more Hortons' fault. She ends up marrying the BurgerFi manager. Why I want to ask Hortons this: if you're the voice of her, or if the creator could pretty much please step in on her character, why would she marry a sickly old man that she battled in a past episode over the BurgerFi thing for? Why? It's stupid. It angers me because it's stupid. If you're a normal woman, and you have to pick between a young guy like Dan who's probably in his early 20s, not at the making of the show, but as a character, he's probably in his early 20s, and you're at the same age, and y'all have a lot of things great in common. Only one reason. Dan has money. He has his money. He buys a cheap brand of freaking bologna, for crying out loud. But y'all could with your combined jobs, y'all could get a better apartment. I mean, Dan's apartment isn't the best because it's junky and stuff. But y'all could get a better apartment with the freaking income y'all have. Especially yours, Horses, because when you work for BurgerFi, it could pay you more than Dan. But still. Because Dan buys that, the cheap expired bologna. But no, you decide, oh, you know what? I'm going to be stupid and go marry this old guy that I'm not going to say that she didn't like him. Because she's shown that she probably had liked them like that. But not liked them to the point where that she showed feelings for the guy. Like she's liked them on a, hey, this is my boss and he's awesome type of thing. But not a I want to be with you type romance thing. Dan has showed that, and I don't even know why this is a love triangle, because Dan has showed that he freaking loves Horton.